All right, so we're going to dive into this incredible story. But here's the thing, we're not starting at the beginning. No, we're going to start at the end because, honestly, it tells you everything you really need to know about the man. So, when he was faced with a terminal cancer diagnosis, Sven-Goran Eriksson shared this powerful message. And it wasn't just him saying goodbye, not at all. This was his philosophy, the thing that drove his entire life. It was his constant reminder to find joy, even when things are at their toughest. And then there was this one brilliant moment at Anfield. The whole football world just came together for him, and it showed you, right there, the incredible respect and love people had for him. It went way beyond the trophies he won. It was about the man he was. So who was this guy? The man who earned all this love, all this respect. Well, let's go back. Let's really see how he played what he called the beautiful game of life. As a player, Sven he was solid. A decent right back, but nothing spectacular. And he hung up his boots at just 27. But here's the twist. While his playing days were over, his real journey was just getting started. See, he was a total student of the game with this incredibly sharp analytical mind. And that mind, it was about to completely change the face of European football. And yeah, that brilliant football mind, it didn't waste any time. Which brings us to his first big moment as a manager. And honestly, it might just be his most stunning achievement ever. I mean, talk about a rapid rise. It was absolutely meteoric. In just 5 years, think about this, he went from managing a little club in Sweden's 3rd division to leading IFK Göteborg to conquer all of Europe by winning the UEFA Cup. It's an unbelievable story. But you want to know the most incredible part of all this? It's how he did it. This wasn't some team packed with superstars. No way. His players were semi-pros. They had day jobs. The team's best player, he sold sportswear out of a warehouse. Other guys worked in factories. And yet, Sven's tactical genius took this group of part-timers and turned them into giant slayers who took down the biggest clubs in Europe. Now, you might think, okay, that's a great story, but was it a fluke? Absolutely not. That incredible win in Sweden, that was just the beginning. It kicked off a journey that would see him win trophies and fans all over the continent. First up, he lands at Benfica in Portugal. And what he did there was, it was nothing short of revolutionary. He shows up, he's only 34 years old, and he brings in these modern tactics, high-pressing, attacking football that just completely transformed the club, and really the whole league. He didn't just win a few trophies. He built a dynasty. We're talking 3 league titles, 2 major European finals. He basically defined an entire era for that club. And then he goes to Italy, to Lazio. Now you have to remember, at that time, Serie A was the league. It was the toughest, most star-packed league on the planet. And what does he do? He puts together this legendary team and wins 7 major trophies. The absolute peak, though, winning the club's first league title in 26 years. That was a massive, monumental achievement. It made him a hero forever for Lazio fans. Okay, so after all this incredible, consistent success at the very top of the game, he gets a call for what might be one of the toughest, most scrutinized, most high-pressure jobs in all of sports, becoming the first ever foreign manager for the England national team. Now, if you followed football back then, you'll remember his time with England was, let's just say, filled with intense media pressure, constant criticism. But let's push all that aside for a second and just look at the numbers. What do the facts say? Well, with a win rate of almost 60%, he is, statistically, England's 2nd most successful manager ever. The only guy with a better record? Sir Alf Ramsey, the man who actually won the World Cup. Sven took them to 3 straight quarterfinals in major tournaments. That's a level of consistency people just kind of glossed over back then. His whole approach to players was so different. It was the complete opposite of that famous hairdryer treatment you hear about. His style was calm, observant. He was a big believer that the real work gets done on the training ground. So his final words before a match, they weren't these big dramatic speeches. It was just a quiet, very specific message tailored to what he saw in the players' faces. Were they nervous? Were they ready?
It was this really subtle, really intelligent way of managing people. His time managing a Premier League club, though, was pretty short. He went to Manchester City and got them off to an absolutely brilliant start. But the owner at the time, Thaksin Shinawatra, he got these, let's call them unrealistic ideas about winning the title right away. And when the team's form, leveled out a bit, as teams do, the friction just started to build. The crazy thing is, the players and the fans, they all wanted him to stay. But he was let go. Really, he was a victim of an owner who just wasn't patient enough.
So after his chapter in England closed, Sven became a true footballing globetrotter. I mean, he was everywhere. He shared his incredible knowledge of the game in Mexico, in China, in the Philippines, just crisscrossing the planet. And then his final chapter brought this amazing career full circle.
And this quote here from a former player, it gets right to the heart of it all, doesn't it? It perfectly sums up his legacy. He wasn't some dictator barking orders. He was a leader. The kind of leader who earned your trust, whether you played for him or against him right from day one. That says so much about the man he was, not just the manager.
He actually posed this question in his final book. Life is a beautiful game, but how should you play it? And that question, man, that's everything. It's the core of his whole philosophy. And it feels like a question he didn't just answer with words, but with the way he lived his entire life. And in the end, the answer he gave us was so beautifully simple. Do you think about it? Through all the incredible wins, the tough losses, those crazy media storms, and even his final illness, the message was always the same. Celebrate life, don't be sorry, smile. That right there, that was the beautiful game Sven-Goran Eriksson played. And maybe it's the one he taught all of us.